Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Originally I wasn't going to do a video, but Bitcoin is moving like crazy, so I figured I'm going to jump in, talk about what's going on, and discuss, our potential directions from here. Now, if you recall back to our previous video and look at Bitcoin, it's moving quite a fair bit here. If we go back to our previous video, we talked a lot about, I'm going to go find it, this move upwards over here, sorry, on the same chart. This move upwards from this ascending, or should I say descending wedge formation we were forming on the smaller time frame, all right? And we were expecting a pretty significant move from that breakout point, about a pretty significant move up to about 33,000 was our target. But we did say that we had immediate resistance at 32,000. 32,000 being that long-term trigger that we've had at this horizontal level, basically spanning back over a year now. So 32,000 being that trigger line. We can go ahead and take a look at our trigger line on our macro chart over here. We can see our 32k level has been a bit of resistance since last year around this time. And that if we broke above that $32,000 level, that would have been our short-term trigger, our flip pushing upwards to $36,000 to $37,000, potentially 38, but I don't think that's a nice target. I think 36 to 37 according to the data. So what is happening for Bitcoin right now? And that's kind of what I'm jumping on for and talking to you guys about. We're going to do another analysis in a little bit more detail another day, but Bitcoin has moved relatively strongly from this breakout. We told you guys we were expecting a breakout and up to 32k was the target. We did reach 32k, so 6.8% profit, which was nice. But we did come down over here and we didn't really fail. We failed to break above it and we formed what we would call a horizontal channel. Now, a horizontal channel on the Bitcoin chart, which we've just recently broken down from, is similar to what we would expect to see from an inverted Barton-Simpson pattern. You have this strong, aggressive, and quick, just keep in mind, very quick upward move, where we have this kind of horizontal channel formation with this upper and lower resistance and support, and then we have a full retracement back down to that same base level. It's kind of what we're expecting to see over here. Like I said, I haven't really analyzed this yet. I'm kind of jumping with you guys straight away. We can go ahead and try draw some parallel, so diagonal resistance and support levels over here. We can see that we kind of broke right through that support level on the diagonal zone over here on the chart, and Bitcoin is kind of tumbling down. Now we do have support at $31,000. There's no doubt about that. $31,000 is a support, and we zoom out, we can see, in fact, we are within this support resistance range. So we do expect turbulence within this range, and I don't think we can say for sure the overall direction on the short term while we're in this range. I can say, however, for a fact that the way of which we break from this larger range will really determine the next few weeks of price action. And I posted in Telegram, I'm going to go ahead and bring it up, not too long ago, in both the free channel and the VIP channel. But you can see we posted a chart over here and we said, directional break will determine short-term moves. So we ended up seeing that directional break downwards, which you can see on the chart over here. We broke this lower support, this horizontal support. We ended up breaking downwards, and we're going to expect to see a continuation now in that direction until we find the next support. Price will move into it, find support. And we do expect that next support to be sitting at around $31,000. So I would say the next target, guys, for us on the short term, guys, is $31,000. I think if we lose that level, we can expect a full retracement back down to this red line, somewhere in that range, 30,400 to 30,600, and potentially even back down to 30k to retest. Again, everything we talked about from the previous video remains very much the same. It really remains the same. We're waiting for a break over 32,000. When we get that break over 32,000, we'll be looking for an entry and a push upwards. Until then, we don't have confirmation that this dotted line is support yet. It does look pretty good. I'm not going to lie. It looks pretty good. But as you can see on the larger time frame, guys, this horizontal level, that $32,000 level, is a very major trigger. If we take a look at that, all right, we're flipping that zone if we break above it. Until then, we're still under. We still get rejected. We head down. So unless we break that $32,000 level, contrary to what people are probably saying, unless we break that level, we cannot expect a move upwards. We would have to assume we're going to continue downwards. So that downward action, that downward price action, that downward trend is still very much intact as we speak. Even though, Bitcoin's had a pretty nice move on a short time frame, pretty significant move upwards, which is great. The downward trend is still intact. And I'm not saying this to scare you guys, it's just the facts. The facts are the facts. We need to break out of this large time frame diagonal trend line downwards. This massive diagonal trend line needs to break. When we get above that downtrend, when we flip this 36, 37, 38 zone and push upwards, we've officially flipped that downtrend. Now, just because we flip a downtrend, it doesn't mean we're in a bull market. It doesn't mean we're in a bull trend. For us to be in a bull market and a bull trend, well, one of two things need to occur. Number one, price-wise, we need to break this high. So the price needs to get over here. And number two, if we're talking about our larger time frame, guys, and we look at this chart, I don't think it's actually something that we need to keep in be looking at too much of bull markets anymore because of diminishing returns. But we do notice that every single time we kind of go ahead and break back through the Gaussian channel, we go into a bull market, and we can expect that to happen if that breaks that midline and pushes upwards again. We can expect to happen, and there's no I would say there's no coincidence that midline kind of sits around that same level. So guys, on the short-term time frame, Bitcoin is looking pretty bearish now. Altcoins, they'll follow Bitcoin. They'll follow Bitcoin on that small time frame, and of course on the larger time frame, everything we talked about in the previous video still remains intact. So I hope today's video has kind of been a little bit helpful, shed some light on what is going on. I think during this period, during this area of price action, this area of major support, this area of major resistance, this high trading volume region, expect volatility, expect these rapid shifts, expect these swings. And I don't think you should be, look at Bitcoin now, it's climbing back up. I don't think you should be worrying about trying to catch these moves. I don't think you should be putting too much weight into these moves. And like I said, within this range here, the moves are they're gonna swing, they're gonna go up and down. We can expect this volatility. If we break above that level, we close that daily above it, we close that 4 hour above it. And again, if we break below this level, close that 4 hour below it. That's when the price action has actually been significant. Until then, it's been nothing more than a little swing, a little move from resistance support, nothing really to worry about. All right, so I'm not worried. I don't care. I've got my trades open. I'll close my trades if we lose this level, and obviously expect more profit if we continue upwards. Quickly, let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin dominance. And Bitcoin dominance, you know, it printed that spinning top candle, guys, and it never actually closed below that red line. We talked about that red line acting as a potential support. We ended up bouncing, and then we kind of shot back upwards. Again, if the total cryptocurrency market cap can climb, this can be pretty favorable for Bitcoin. It means Bitcoin can gain some strength. And of course, if Bitcoin gains strength and if Bitcoin looks healthy and if Bitcoin goes up, it generally brings the rest of the market up with it. So it could be a positive thing for the entire market, not just Bitcoin. It can bring altcoins up with it too. So that's good to see. DXY, of course, coming down. Found a little bit of support here at around 101. We talked about that in the previous video, at 100 to 101 range. Bouncing a little bit there. No point looking on a smaller time frame. And of course, our inverted chart, which I do want to go ahead and show you, we got rejected from at that trend line, which is pretty interesting, guys. We've seen rejections at this trend line before, and it's indicated, you know, points of reversal, massive reversal in a chart. You know, last one got rejected was 10,000. We went, you know, straight up. We could see a push upwards from here, but like I said before, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of contact. Who knows, guys? 5 points of contact is indicating that we're going to see some kind of flip upwards or break upwards here. And again, guys, the most important chart that I can show you, the most important chart you can be looking at on cryptocurrency right now is this chart here. There is no chart out there that is more important and more telling than this chart here. It just simply, you just can't find anything more important than this. And I've used this chart so many times, guys, and it's been so beneficial to predict basically everything. And if you use this chart, you'll be on the money. You really will be on the money. Break 32K, daily close, hopefully get the weekly close, about 32K, guns are blazing for a move upwards to 37. Clear 37, break that downward trending resistance, all right? That downward trending resistance, whereas on this chart over here, we'll go back to a daily. All right, break that downward trending resistance over here, this downtrend, yeah? What happens next? We shoot up to the midline, the Gaussian channel midline. If we break the midline on the Gaussian channel, we can expect a move to an all-time high for Bitcoin. Simple as that. It really is just simple as that. Until any of those happen, so until that final midline break, until that clear of that local top, we have to assume there's always potential for us to continue downwards. And thus, if we don't break 32K, we can continue downwards. If we break 32K, we will continue upwards until 36, 37, 38. If we get rejected from that level, we can continue back downwards. So it's kind of like we take a step forward, we assess, We always make sure we're not overextending, always make sure we're aware of the downside because it can retrace. Take a step forward, same thing. And we keep doing that, small steps, small steps, small steps, until the macro trend reverses, and then you flip bullish, because when the macro trend is upward, you have to assume the price will continue upwards, and then we flip the way we look at things. All right, so right now we've got this downtrend present, or we're expecting downtrend and trying to find bullish reversals. When it flips, we're expecting uptrend, trying to find bearish reversals. So it's just how you play it, guys. Risk management, it's simple as that. There's no community question for today's video. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce BitGet anyway. I'll go ahead and leave all my links in the description in a pinned comment. Our VIP, of course, our Telegrams, our Twitter, and of course, if you want to sign up to BitGet, you can go ahead and join via the link in the description. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I wanted to quickly introduce my new favorite exchange, BitGet. BitGet is a non-KYC exchange, which is particularly beneficial for members in the UK and Australia who are limited by certain trade restrictions. BitGet has 250 plus spot trading pairs, as well as 60 plus leverage trading pairs, up to 125x leverage. Sign up now in the link in the description using our referral code to get up to $153 in rewards for completing 4 separate tasks. Let's go ahead and dive back into the video.